Dodgers are on the rise. They've won 4 in a row, but they've got a tough opponent to face tonight, for that matter. So do the Nats. Yeah, it's Kershaw, it's Scherzer, and ever since the Dodgers had to scratch Rich Hill, now we know Max will be facing one of the other best in the business with the Dodgers lefty, and we have been looking forward to this ever since we got that news a day or so ago. Now, FP, there's a whole lot more to these guys than the numbers. We'll talk about that throughout the evening. But there's some similarities between these two careers right now, and kind of cool to go back and have a look at that.
Yeah, I mean, you look at 10 years ago, you look at what these guys have done, you look at the two best pitchers in the National League going at it. I mean, look at the numbers right here. They both came up at basically the same time. The wins, the ERA, the strikeouts, the most important, the Cy Young. So the two best pitchers in baseball going at it here tonight at Dodger Stadium. So Clayton Kershaw, he's off to a good start. But how about Max's last two starts, when you talk about what he did against the Braves on the 9th? Complete game shutout, 2 hits, 10 strikeouts, no walks in that one, was dominating from the get-go, and he picked up right where he left off in that game against the Rockies in his next start.
Yeah, against Colorado, things were a little quiet for a while. Max was hanging in there with his ball club, got some things going. By the way, he retired the last 20 in that previous game, and then he goes against Colorado. That's 21 Ks in 2 games.
I mean, he's just locked in right now. We've seen him go through these spurts where he's got his arm angle up, the slider sliding, the sinker sinking. So, I mean, it's going to be fun to watch here tonight. I think this game can be won or lost in the first inning. With the elite pitchers, the great pitchers of the game, you get them before they settle in. So, I know it's late on the East Coast, but the first 2 innings might be the whole game.
Yeah, you need to stay up late with us, all of you tonight, because this could really be something special. And you know, Scherzer, when he's batting 9th, he can get some things done too. So some base hits. He forced an error the other day when he got a base hit. Then he stole a base. Max really ignited the Nats to that win over the Rockies. More on Kershaw and Scherzer straight ahead. '20th, and it feels like October 20th in LA. We're just north of downtown here at beautiful Chavez Ravine. Dodger Stadium opened in 1962, and we've got some interesting things to compare about these two. So many similarities, but different kinds of pitchers at times.
Yeah, you look at the arsenals for both pitchers, the two best pitchers in baseball. I mean, this is Friday night fights, folks. This is going to be so good tonight. And this is the pitches they feature and the averages against. But you think of Max Scherzer, you think of his wipeout pitches, the slider. Look what he's done with it since 2016. 55 for 397. And look for the Dodgers to be swinging early tonight. We'll get into that more a little bit later. But there's the Max Scherzer slider. Give you nightmares if you're a hitter. Right-handed hitters talk about how they can't pick it up. He's got the crossfire action, the low release point, and you can't pick up the dot on it. And how about the Clayton Kershaw curveball? Say that 10 times fast. Opponents hitting 114 against that since 2012. Just 90 hits off the curveball since 2012. They should give you the ball if you get a hit off the Clayton Kershaw curveball. So they have other pitches to go with it. I'm hearing Kershaw is throwing the backdoor slider to righties more this year. He featured it last start against the Padres. So there's some good shots of it. You'll enjoy it at home. The guys in the batter's box will enjoy the challenge tonight. As a hitter, you love facing guys like this.
Clayton Kershaw has beat the Nats 9 times in a row. 11-2 career against our ball club. Max is 3-4 career against the Dodgers. This one should be fun. Kershaw, Scherzer. It'll be great. Trey Turner had 5 hits, stole 2 bases, scored 3 runs against the Mets as the Nats took 2 out of 3 at Citi Field. It's only 11 degrees warmer than it was Wednesday night in New York, but it sure feels a lot better out here. Humidity up a little bit for the LA Basin. 63 degrees and about to get underway with this one. Last year, the teams split 6 games and each won 2 out of 3 in the other's ballpark. So the Dodgers have taken the field. They're 8-9, but they've won 4 in a row. Beat up on the San Diego ball club. And if you go back to the beginning of 2012 when the Nats won their first division, these are the winningest teams in the senior circuit. Dave Roberts, 3rd year. And when you put Dave Roberts together with Davey Martinez, I was standing there as they greeted each other on the field before the game. You have 2 of the classiest, nicest guys in baseball. Something about Davey and Skipper working for the Dodgers and now for the Nats. Just great people. Nationals hitting .235. That's 8th in the league, 5th in runs, 3rd in home runs. And Ryan Zimmerman, pretty good success against Kershaw. 8 hits, a homer, 2 RBIs, and a walk. So he has the most at-bats of anybody against Kershaw. Howie Kendricks had 15. So time to do something about this Kershaw dominance. 11-2, 197 career against the Nats.
Yeah, last start of the 15th at Dodger Stadium, Clayton gave up 1 run on 2 hits in 7, and he struck out a season-high 12 through 100 pitches in that one. So fastball, slider, curveball, occasional change at 1%. Opponents hitting .204 against the Dodgers' big left-hander. There's a defense for the Dodgers tonight. Peterson, Taylor, Puig, the outfield. Seager, Utley turning 2s. Muncy, Bellinger at the corners. And the hottest hitter for the Dodgers, Yasmani Grandal, behind the plate. He comes in hitting .352, and he's hitting 3rd tonight.
8-game hitting streak for their catcher. And by the way, Kershaw and Scherzer, Clayton has 145 wins. Max has 144. This is Kershaw's 295th start tonight. It'll be Max's 301st. So they're so similar from a number standpoint in so many different ways. And a matchup that we've been waiting for a couple of days now, about to get underway.
You fired up? I'm fired up.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I mean, for April, a treat from the baseball gods. Here we go.
Chris Siegel, 5th year in the big leagues. Dan Bellino at first, 11 years. Phil Cuzzy at second. 23 years, and the 29-year veteran crew chief Tom Hallion at third. Here we go, right on time at 10:10 Washington time. And that ball is absolutely crushed into the left field corner. Trey Turner, first career hit in 4 at-bats against Clayton Kershaw.
Hey, it's not even 7-11 yet. It's 7-10, and the Nats got their first hit. And against Clayton Kershaw, it's a big deal. First pitch of the game, little ambush piece by Trey Turner. So, a box you definitely got to check tonight. There goes the no-hitter. 112-mile-an-hour double, a ringing double off the bat of Trey Turner. Stay hot, Trey Turner.
Howie Kendrick steps in, 6 for 15 against Kershaw. Howie, a longtime Angel, a lot of interleague over the years against these guys, and he goes up swinging. That's going to back up Chris Taylor, and heading for third with no play is Trey Turner. How about that for 2 pitches?
Well, I think you're going to see a lot of that tonight from both sides. I mean, you got 2 guys with elite stuff. You got 2 strikeout pitchers. No need to wait around to get the 2 strikes. The Dodgers have the highest average in baseball in the first pitch at 395. So you're going to see both teams hacking early and often, and that was a productive at-bat by Howie Kendrick, and here comes the big guy.
Bryce, 235 career against the Dodgers, 3 doubles, 4 homers.
I was going to say this is a heavyweight fight tonight, but this is more like Hearns and Hagler so far, coming out swinging.
Bryce has a career homer against Kershaw, his only hit, and yes, the Dodgers played the infield in the first inning, and on 3 pitches, the Nats have a 1-0 lead. Harper's 19th RBI.
Well, you love the game plan by Kevin Long. Look at the first base dugout, a party going on right now, and hey, you score a run off Clayton Kershaw early, it's big, especially when Max Scherzer's on the other side. Well, I mean, it's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. And you're going to have a hard time sleeping tonight. This has been fast and furious and fun. 3 pitches, 1-0 Nationals. Wow.
So here's the aforementioned Nats first baseman. Good success against Kershaw.
Is he swinging?
About to find out.
Do you throw a ball here if you're Clayton Kershaw?
Ryan coming off his best game of the year. 11 total bases against the Mets on Wednesday with 2 homers, a triple. And all the noise that happens in this ballpark right up until first pitch, the Nats have turned this place into Dodger Library right now. It's the loudest ballpark in terms of sound and all that in the big leagues. And right now, Grandal having a hard time finding it. And I think for a moment, Bryce Harper was thinking about third.
Oh, check out the pitch again. Looks just like a spike slider, and it hit the front side of the plate. Did you see that? I don't think Yasmani had a chance to block it because it hit the plate. It almost looked like the plate's just a little elevated. I don't think you see that too often.
5 pitches in this game, and on every one of them, something good has happened for the Nats.
I got to catch my breath.
Double, productive fly ball, RBI single, and then 2 pitches that put Zimmerman way ahead in the count.
So I was looking earlier today, Carp, because I remember Kershaw struggling early against the Nats, but there's no evidence throughout his career to tell me that he struggles in the first. He's pitched 294 first innings in his career with a 2.48 ERA and a 196 average against. But in my mind, I remember the Nats loading the bases and getting to Kershaw early in the past.
Little off center is Chris Taylor out in center to the right, but they play Ryan pretty much straight away. 2-1, he pulls it, and that's foul. June of last year.
Yeah, I know you remember this. Last June, Ryan Zimmerman, Clayton Kershaw, we were right here in Los Angeles on June 7th.
How about that sound?
Looked like Kershaw caught it too.
2-2 now with one out. Ryan Zimmerman out to deep left center. That's on the ground. The Nats will lead 2-0 as Harper roars around third. And Ryan Zimmerman, homer, triple, homer, double in 4 of his last 5 at-bats.
Dugout is fired up, and so are we. So 4 for his last 5, like Carp just said. Looked like a cutter, and he's been backdooring that cutter to righties, and Ryan Zimmerman not giving up on it, all over it. We just showed you a Tater, and this is a ringing double. So 2 homers, a double, and a triple for Ryan, his last 4 hits. How about that?
Yeah, 13 total bases. Here's Moises Sierra, who has faced the Dodgers before. Back in his years in the American League, just 1 for 3 in some interleague play. He steps in one of the Nats' hotter hitters with Zimmerman parked at second. Sierra 3-game streak, 4 for his last 8. And a tapper by the mound. Zimmerman heads for third. Play by Corey Seager, 2 down. The Nationals keep pounding out the first inning runs this year. They've got 25 after getting 3 in New York the other night. So they've been quick out of the gate. And here's Matt Wieters facing Kershaw for the first time. Matt's only had 2 right-handed ABs. He's 0 for 2 there. Couple of homers, 3 RBIs. Down and in. So if you look at the numbers of Kershaw against the Nats, they already have more runs against him in this first inning than they usually do in 9 innings. 1.97 his career ERA coming in, and Davey Martinez's club has come out here slugging.
I'd love to have been a fly on the wall in the clubhouse before they came out here. Somebody said we're hacking tonight. I'm talking hacking. First pitch, let's go.
And a good block by Yasmani Grandal.
And who knows, the Nats lead the majors in walks with 90, and maybe Clayton Kershaw thought they'd try to settle into this game. I need to get ahead of these guys. They walk a lot, and boom, 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 2-0.
Hard to remember the last time the first 3 batters of a game swung at the first pitch. And over the top of that curveball, and Grandal wore that one, and Matt Wieters knows his pain as they visit.
Yeah, Yasmani having a tough go in the first inning here. It's the second ricochet off his body.
Two now. 6th batter. This is just the 15th pitch. Off speed to the right side. Cody Bellinger will outrace Wieters to the bag. A great start to this one. Double, single, double, and 2 for Scherzer as he takes them out. Well, June 6th of last year beat the Dodgers 105 pitches, 7-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Typical Scherzer from last year. 3-4, 292 career, 11 games, 9 starts against the Dodgers. Chase Utley keeps rolling and rolling. He is amazing. Got hit by his 200th pitch, by the way, this week. But right now, Matt Kemp not in the lineup tonight. He's hitting pretty well for the Dodgers. He has really bad career numbers against Max Scherzer, but the Dodger bats have come alive, albeit against San Diego.
You see Max's arsenal, fastball average in 94 this year.
And Taylor swings at the first pitch. Hits the base of the wall, gets beyond Harper and Taylor. Leadoff triple, Chris Taylor. That ball hit the very base of the wall and just took off like a rocket on Bryce Harper.
Yeah, nothing Bryce could do about that. Strong ricochet. Told you already, I'll say it again, the Dodgers are .395 on the first pitch this year. That's the highest average in baseball on a 0-0 count. So no one settling into this. Everyone coming out hacking, and that's what we were talking about. The ricochet turned a double, maybe a double. I think if Bryce fields that, he's got a chance to throw him out at second.
Chris Taylor's second triple. Here's Corey Seager, and that hits him. So the first couple pitches of each half inning here have been really rough for these two aces.
That's why you play the games, folks. You never know what's going to happen, right? You're thinking double perfect game, double no-hitter tonight with these two, and both teams coming out swinging.
Yasmani Grandal is 12 for 24 over his 8-game hitting streak. 1 for 4 career against Max. That's really gladly take a ground ball right at somebody here and concede a run if they can get 2. And the first pitch changeup taken. He's got to be the surprise number 2 batting average guy. Actually tied for number 1 with Dansby Swanson and Ryan Flaherty coming into this evening. He gets jammed, and that's on the infield, right at the mound. And Ryan Zimmerman, straddling the pitching rubber, makes the grab.
If the mound was a hole in golf, that would have been a hole in one. Sierra, Taylor, Harper outfield, Turner, Kendrick up the middle, Defoe, Zimmerman at the corners, Matt Wieters behind the plate. Seriously, if there was a pin on the mound, that was an ace.
Well, there's an ace. And now he has a chance to be out of the inning. Cody Bellinger will be next. He's at 304, 6-game hitting streak. So Grandal 8 games, Bellinger 6 games, and Chase Utley a 5-game streak. The hottest Dodgers along with Matt Kemp, who's not in the lineup. Bellinger 0 for 3 career against Scherzer. He was all in, but he got 88 and he was out ahead.
You know, that's the hole that was exposed last year in the World Series by the Astros against Cody Bellinger. The slider under the hands, and Max Scherzer in a big situation early with runners at the corners went right to it. Yeah. Didn't set it up with a fastball away. He needs the punch out here, and he went right to Bellinger's hole.
Wieters looking like he might be ready to slide inside here. That ball right over the heart of the plate at 94, and after the changeup, it probably looked 98.
Yeah, I think Wieters wanted this elevated. Max said, I'm just going right after him. See if they go back to that slider down and in. Fastball up.
So number 1 in strikeouts, 3rd in innings, 2nd in opponent's batting average, 3rd in ERA, tied for 1st in wins. Max off to a great start. Long hold. There's that slider down and in, 2-2.
Yeah, 2 sliders. If you haven't seen Max pitch in a while, he's got one that has some depth to it, meaning it goes down and in. And then one that acts more like a cutter and just kind of changes lanes late.
That was a straight change. 2-2.
Good block. Well, big pitch coming as you watch the block from Matt Wieters. You want to seal the deal in a 2-2 count if you're Max and not give Dave Roberts a chance to start Corey Seager to full count at first.
Turner shaded up the middle. Swing and a miss on 95. Cody Bellinger now 0 for 4 against Scherzer, all strikeouts. 2 down.
Nice job sitting on that stat, partner, and waiting until he threw this pitch. Little cut to that fastball at 95. And Max bowing the shoulders early here at Dodger Stadium after getting the big punch out. Did you see that?
He wants the shutdown inning very badly here. You get too early against Kershaw, it really motivates Max, as if he needs any, to really put a 0 up on the board and get his guys back in the dugout. Jock Peterson stands in the way. He's had some concussion issues the last couple of years and not in the same form he was in his rookie year. That was close, just missed, ball 1. Taking his time getting back in there. So 96 banged in there.
You see the little cut on the Scherzer fastball tonight, and I'm not sure if he's meaning to do this. Watch the end of the pitch. Kind of cuts across the plate at 96, so he's reaching back early. Matt Wieters going to put on a 1st and 3rd defense right now. And it might be because he's just throwing the heck out of it. I don't think he meant to cut the last 2 fastballs, but they worked nicely.
Crowd looking to make some noise. Dodgers lead the major leagues in attendance at just under 47,000 a game. And that fastball outside, 3-1.
And it's a 2-seamer with a little arm side run, and now where do you throw 3-1 to Jock Peterson? A lot of fastballs here early, a lot of pitches. That's how he strikes you out.
Peterson 32 at bats this year. He's only struck out 3 times. That's strike 2. Checking with the umpire, Chris Siegel, to see if it would have been a called strike. Howie Kendrick out in right field, and the slider gets him looking. And now Peterson 0 for 4 against Scherzer with 3 strikeouts career, and he was looking for anything but this.
Yeah, it locked him up. He knew it. He just set his bat down, set his helmet down, said, I'm going to tip my cap to you, Max Scherzer. That was a nasty slider.
Time to act then today. PNC, make today the day. And by American Standard Heating and Air. Find your local independent American Standard Heating and Air dealer at midatlanticcomfort.com. Beautiful shots of downtown LA from the Masson blimp tonight. Top two, Taylor, that's Michael A., Defoe and Scherzer, as Chris Taylor was stranded at third after that leadoff triple.
You know, I always get on the truck when they do a recap of the first inning and the second inning, but tonight it might be worthwhile since it was 3 pitches.
Kershaw, but he's got that curveball going. It's deadly for lefties or right-handed batters.
Yeah, last year the league hit 149 off the Clayton Kershaw curveball, just 15 for 201. He threw 406 curveballs last year.
Taylor 3 for 12 career against him. And Michael A. Taylor hits one in the air to left center, but he didn't get it, and the ball falls about 15 feet short. A pitch off speed enough to keep it in the yard. Active ranks over the last 3 full seasons plus this year. The wins, the strikeouts, earned run average, opponents batting average, and complete games. Kershaw, amazingly, 25 career complete games, 15 shutouts. Max has one this year. He's 9 over 5. Defoe bunting for a hit near the line. Beautifully played by Max Muncy, a rookie who they called up because of Justin Turner's injury.
Perfect bunt by Wilmer. Muncy just saw him square around, broke on it quick. You know, I've never been to Augusta before, but the grass here at Dodger Stadium has to be something similar. Unbelievable. Just walking on it during batting practice today. This place has never been in better shape.
I've been to Augusta, but it's been a long, long time ago. And FP, as I walked around down with you during batting practice, you're looking down at your feet like, I don't believe this.
I shouldn't be walking on this, was my feeling today.
I don't belong here. Max Scherzer 3 for 10 this year. Clayton Kershaw's 2 for 10. So even their batting so far this year similar. Three for 8 over a 3-game hitting streak. So he's good for 1 base hit per game.
Usually a clutch one too. You know, who knows if Kershaw settles into this game or not. But the fact that Michael A. Taylor squared up a ball in a 2-strike count off Clayton Kershaw, that kind of fooled us for a second. I thought he got him. It's hard to put a ball in play off Kershaw with 2 strikes, let alone barrel something up. So that in and of itself, besides the ambushes in the first inning, are telling me that maybe he doesn't have his A+ stuff today. Like I said, the good ones settle in after the first 2 innings, so we'll see. But you usually don't barrel up a ball in an 0-2 count off Clayton Kershaw.
Scherzer 186 career hitter. Kershaw 158. And Max is going to make him battle. Did Kevin Long pay this guy a visit during the offseason about hitting? He's going to be punched out on a fastball up in the zone. So as we welcome those of you who watched the Orioles win tonight, we are middle of the second here, and the Nats have 2 early against Clayton Kershaw.
Kershaw, so I wanted to get a feel for how they compare, what their similarities are and what their differences are. I talked to Howie Kendrick, who has actually now played with both of these two ace pitchers. He said they're similar in their mindsets. They're both alphas. They're confident in their game plan and they're going to attack you. That's why they're both so good. And Kendrick also noted they're both great clubhouse presences. Both work incredibly hard, great teammates, great family men, but they both flip the switch when it's their day to pitch, incredibly competitive. And Matt Adams, one of the other few Nats who have faced both Scherzer and Kershaw, he said the intensity both guys have on the mound is what links them. He said standing in the box facing them, you see them talking to themselves, it's intimidating. So while Max might throw more 3/4, Clayton might throw over the top and have that big 12-6 curve, they're very different pitchers in a lot of ways, but that competitiveness, intensity, never getting rattled, Adams saying, is what sets them apart from most pitchers in the majors.
Thank you, Dan. Well done, sir. Bottom of the second coming up. Utley, Puig, and Muncy. 39-year-old Chase Utley keeps on rolling. It's off to a great start. 5-game hitting streak, 6 for 12, and he's batting .343. And earlier, he wore one this week. Career hit by pitch number 200. 117 more than the guy sitting next to me. But your drilled per at bat rate is much higher than his. we did some crunching of the numbers, didn't we?
Yeah. Bob Garrett, his bench coach, asked him, of those 200, which one, how many really hurt? And he said about 18 or 19. And what does that mean? Well, I mean, certain times you get hit in certain places by certain pitchers and it hurts worse. You know, a guy with a high spin rate, for instance, on his slider or his fastball, and it kind of sits in there for a second. You always look at the ricochet, how far the pitch goes when it hits you. If it sits right in front of home plate, you know it hurt. If it ricochets to the dugout, it was a glancing blow.
Well, and there's a whole lot more to his career. Chase Utley, that's out in right field. Howie Kendrick had to play a tough hop. And Chase Utley at 39 getting down the line like he's 29. Well played by Howie.
Right fielder, number 66.
So again, welcome to those of you who are watching the Baltimore-Cleveland game tonight. Bob, FP, and Dan here. Dodger Stadium. The first 3 Nats swung at the first pitch against Kershaw. Turner double, Kendrick productive fly, trade a third, RBI base hit, Bryce Harper, and then Ryan Zimmerman on a 2-1 pitch. Hit the daylights out of a double out to deep left center, and that's how the Nats got 2. Scherzer had a long first inning, first and third, nobody out. Pop up, strikeout, strikeout. And now he takes on Yasiel Puig. High in the air to center. Michael A. Taylor. He's got it right at the top of the 8-foot wall.
I'll tell you what, Dodger Stadium is playing large tonight. I thought Michael A. Taylor got Clayton Kershaw, and I definitely thought Puig had a home run here, but Puig put his head down and ran, which you don't see too often. And Michael A. finds the wall, and did he rob him? He was there in plenty of time. He might have. Max is digging it. I think Max might have thought it was out too. Had the sound.
Here's Max Muncy. 195 hitter in parts of 2 years with the A's in 15 and 16. Dodgers signed him as a free agent toward the end of spring training. And after hitting .313 at AAA Oklahoma City, he was called up to replace the injured Justin Turner. He's gone 2 for 5 with a homer, 2 RBIs, his first 2 big league games. Former Baylor Bear in the Big 12. So out of college, other than a couple of cups of coffee in the big league, 6 years in the minors, and finds himself facing Max Scherzer at Dodger Stadium. Shift on Howie in right field like he was for Utley.
So Justin Turner today taking ground balls. Still had his wrist all taped up, but obviously getting closer. The Dodgers miss him offensively, obviously, and defensively. They've been trying to find somebody to hit third in his replacement, and they're just going with a hot hand.
Change up, down and away. Scherzer, 3 Ks, and so far now 41 strikeouts in 29 innings.
Came out swinging in case you missed it. 112-mile-an-hour double. Then Bryce, after Howie Kendrick hit one deep to center field for an out, that moved Trey to third. Then Ryan Zimmerman on a 2-2 pitch. Stay hot Zim. His 4th hit in 5 at-bats. So triple, homer, double. And that's what made it 2-0. 15 minutes could save you 50% or more on car insurance. It also gets you 2 runs off Clayton Kershaw on the first. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
Beautiful evening at Dodger Stadium.
It wasn't even 15 minutes, was it?
It'll take that long. Experience the power and toughness of Ram at your local dealer or log on to ramtrucks.com to get to work. Guts, glory, Ram with our do-ups and what they've done at Dodger Stadium.
So does he get a first pitch fastball here after hitting one down the corner first time up?
He did.
And he was swinging.
That was Trey's first career hit against Kershaw in his 4th AB. Mercedes-Benz on the pitch cast.
The curving ball, the hammer, the deuce. That was fairly nasty.
When I was a kid, I saw Sandy Koufax pitch for the Dodgers. His curveball looked like that. Amazing. Where the pitchers call that pulling down the shade on that delivery.
Yeah, I mean, that's one that you have to start way over your head, and still it's tough to judge where it's going to end up.
One and two to Trey. And that had a funny sound off the end of the bat on a one-hopper to Chase Utley. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons with our league leaders. So lowest opponent's batting average all time of National Leaguers. The first 3 guys are lefties, then come Scherzer and the great Nolan Ryan. So Sid Fernandez, El Cid, a lot of years with the Mets, and you faced him.
Yeah, he was a guy that threw almost like a rising fastball. Drop and drive sort of pitcher from the left side.
Howie Kendrick first pitch swinging, hit it well to center first time. That got Trey to third with 1 out from where Harper drove him in. Kershaw first 2 innings, 25 pitches, 19 strikes. Max 27 over 17. Check swing. 2 down. Suddenly, 7 straight for Scherzer. Pardon me, for Kershaw since the Zimmerman double.
10 Nats games whenever you want with Nats Pass. Get guaranteed admission to every home game in May, including the Yankees and Dodgers, for just $65 per month. Nats Pass is available exclusively through MLB Park app. So download today and start enjoying some unlimited Nationals baseball. They did it, although it works at home. A lot of Nats fans here today, huh?
Yeah, a couple different road caps there. Like it. Bryce Harper was 1 for 18 against Kershaw before that base hit. So in his last 6 games, Bryce is 6 for 15. 2 homers, 6 RBIs, 6 runs. .74 miles an hour.
Bryce is asking if that ended up a strike.
I wonder if the umpire sometimes says, I don't know, it dropped so much.
I don't know. It was high and low. Sorry.
Swing and a miss. Well, FP said, get him early. Since then, 8 in a row for Kershaw. He's home. Not a Hollywood movie, but it could have been. So Smile It's Friday, brought to you by Dominion National, providing innovative, high-value dental and vision benefits to area employers and individuals. And we never, ever get tired of seeing our servicemen and women come home and shocking in a good way their families.
I think ambush has been the word of the day here. Whew.
Kershaw, 2 for 10. And 1 career sacrifice in his only AB against Max Scherzer. So Max is retired 6 straight. Clayton's retired 8. And neither wants to give up a hit to the other. First time through the order now. The Dodgers go 1 for 8 with a hit batter.
Number 3, Chris.
Washington area Toyota dealers helping children and their families with a donation for every strikeout of $44 to the Children's Inn at the National Institutes of Health. So for the Nats pitching staff, 207 Ks already. Chris Taylor, first pitch of his night. He rode it out to the right center field wall for a triple.
I talked to a lot of people around here today and said nobody's panicking with the Dodgers 8-9 start, because you know why? They started 8-9 last season.
And then how many they win? 104?
They won 104 games last year after starting 8-9. They went 12-5 in their next 17 games.
Yeah.
Everything's magnified at the beginning of the season, obviously. But you remember last year when they lost 16 out of 17 in late August, early September? August 26th through September 11th, they lost 16 of 17. And they still made it to Game 7 of the World Series.
Yeah, people were saying, Dave Roberts' team, they're done. No momentum going into October. And they turned it around. Scherzer trying to get it to the outside edge. 2-1. Chris Taylor, 27 years of age. He's a Virginia Beach guy. Former AAA Player of the Year in the high school ranks at Cox Virginia High School back in '09. And he was an outstanding shortstop at UVA.
You didn't see a slider like that at UVA. I'll tell you that.
Sure didn't.
He's a good player. I love what he's done with his swing and his career. Big fan of the way he approaches the game on a daily basis. Guy plays hard, but that slider right there he just saw was dirty.
21 and 72 his power numbers last year. He had 6 hits and a homer in the World Series. Scherzer jams him. Last 3 starts against the Dodgers, 2 of his 3 career wins against them. Very close. As far as a called strike, not close on the possible check swing.
Fastballs in, sliders away. What do they do here? Slider away.
Yep, and Taylor a good job to spoil it. Davies Ball Club 6-3 on the road to start out the season. Fifth game against the West after losing 3 out of 4 to the Rockies. And the changeup ends up low, and the Dodgers have their third base runner, Taylor, twice. Inside the Numbers presented by PNC. So we continue our marquee matchup here. The Cy Young Award winners, 12 All-Star games, 3 no-hitters, but neither of them has grabbed that coveted hardware yet. Dodgers close last year. So close.
I don't think it's a knock on either one's career about the World Series. It takes 25 guys, 24 other guys to win one.
Agreed.
Can't do it by yourself. It's not like a quarterback in the NFL when you're judged by your greatness on how many Super Bowls you've won.
Yeah, the toll on pitchers by the time you play almost an extra month of baseball.
Say what you said about Arenado and Anthony Rendon about how who cares who's better.
Yeah, they're both really good for their own ball clubs, and it's kind of a moot argument, so I couldn't pick between these two guys. We love our guy, the Dodgers love theirs, and there's room for more guys like this in Major League Baseball.
I think they both would covet a title more than a Cy Young.
Agreed.
Got him.
That got him on a slider. That's the second time Corey Seager's been hit. But folks, here's a hint for you. If you're at the ballpark and you see your guy hit by an off-speed pitch or a breaking ball, you don't need to boo.
Yeah, in a 2-run game with the runner on first.
Grandala's next. He popped up onto the pitcher's mound, caught by Zimmerman first time up. That's the first 2 times this year Corey Seager's been hit.
You know, a lot has been said about Clayton Kershaw in the postseason, and you know, Max has done well in the postseason, but had his moments too. So In my mind, Carp, when you have 30-plus starts and you throw like these guys do and you're striking out a lot of guys all year, I don't care about adrenaline. You feel like they've given it all they had for 6 months, and sometimes the postseason against a great team will come up and bite you. And it's not a knock on them as pitchers or their resume, because there's been a lot of pitchers throughout the history of baseball that have done well in the postseason and the regular season. But I just think both of these guys work so hard between starts all season long that who knows how much they have left in the tank when it gets to October because of how hard they work between starts.
1-1 and a bouncer to second. Kendrick, Turner, 4-6-3, Taylor to third, and that is it. So Kershaw the strikeout, the double play ball, and the Nats are out of the third inning.
With Junior Nats Club, Screech and all his buddies will be there. You get a fidget spinner. The first 10,000 12-year-olds, you got to scream really loud the whole game, eat lots of sugar, and keep your parents up all night. Tell your parents to visit nationals.com for tickets. I bet you there's a lot of 12-year-olds watching right now.
Right now, we're trying to keep their parents up all night. So 3 innings in the scorebook here. We go to the middle innings. Kershaw, 35 pitches, 27 strikes. Max 43 over 26. Zimmerman, Sierra, Wieters, top 4, and Ryan Zimmerman suddenly swinging a hot, loud bat. So 6 extra base hits on the season, and 4 of them have come in his last 5 at bats. Corey Seager has that one. Next up, Moises Sierra. He was out via Seager on a grounder first time. That's 9 straight for Clayton Kershaw. 6 of them on the ground. In the zone downstairs. And this one to Max Muncy. Kershaw definitely making some adjustments here and some soft contact.
As you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the hold true moments later in the ball game.
Matt Wieters to Bellinger right side. Cody way off the bag, but he was able to grab it and outrace Matt to the bag. Ball one. And he bangs one to the inside edge. That was nasty off speed. 1-2.
You miss a few games because you tweak your wrist, and then
Hey, who do you get to hit against tonight?
come into the clubhouse. Hey, not that he cares, but that's the tough go. Would you've missed what, 4 days now? 3 and change.
1-2 to Matt. At the knees. Kershaw starting to carve up some hitters here. In the 4th inning of Nationals baseball, brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4 Toyota. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals.
Ballpark. First 25,000 fans get it. Phillies in town, 7:05. It's going to be a big one. That's presented by PNC, the Max Scherzer Cy Young bobblehead. Please, no rioting. Visit nationals.com. No looting in the streets, no rioting. You'll get one if you get there early enough.
We'll continue to work with you on those segues.
That
Let's
was
try.
brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Bellinger, Peterson, Utley, bottom of the 4th. 2-0 Nats. They've out hit the Dodgers 3-1. Cody Bellinger struck out. That was huge for the second out back in that first inning. When they had runners at first and third, nobody out. Tried to backdoor curveball, but it stayed outside. And Cody Bellinger was all in on a 2-0 heater.
Another cutter from Max.
Howie Kendrick well out into right field. Defoe alone on the left side. So 3-1. No swing, said Tom Hallion. And he doubles up on the changeup when Bellinger's probably sitting dead red.
He was sure he was getting a 3-1 heater, and that was dirty. Same arm speed, same release point. You kind of see his head jerk there after he releases it. You're thinking heater all the way.
Challenge fastball, foul back.
I think it would be so daunting for an organization, as successful as the Dodgers season was last year, to get right to Game 7 after a 104-win season and have to kind of reload and start the whole thing over again. You were so close, on the doorstep of a parade.
Yeah. Popped him up, back to the left and out of play.
From a mental standpoint as a player, like, we have to start that whole thing over again and get through 2 rounds of the playoffs, get to the World Series, get to the excitement and the tension of a Game 7, fall that close, or be that close, and then, I don't know.
Yeah, and you didn't win.
I've never been in those shoes, but I think it'd be hard to reload the next season and stay sharp.
That's a curveball that stayed way outside. Well, just ask the Giants in those odd number years. Ask the Cubs after what they did that was so historic.
But they won. I'm talking about getting that close and not winning.
But my point is, even for those who win, it's tough. But you're right. When you don't win it, you're like, wow, that was some kind of investment of time. It's a short off season, man. Jock Peterson. Remember the slider on which Scherzer froze him first time to end that threat. And it got in on Jock's hands there, so it's medium center for Taylor. All right, next 5 ball games, and tomorrow night, Steven Strasburg against Hyun Jin Ryu, and that'll be an hour earlier tomorrow. Sunday night game on ESPN, Jeremy Hellickson and Alex Wood, and then on to San Francisco. A couple of night games at AT&T, and then a 3:30 Eastern game on Getaway Day Wednesday. 4th game of this 9-game trip. Chase Utley, this time if he hits it where he did first time, he'll have a base hit because Howie Kendrick is on the infield thanks to the runner at first. He lined one into right field on one hop to Howie first time up.
You know, there's been so much action in this game, and we haven't even had time to look for famous people yet. Our favorite between inning hobby here at Dodger Stadium with the binoculars, at least mine.
Pretty good grab by Wieters. Yeah, Mary Hart's usually right behind home plate in about the 3rd row. Haven't seen her tonight.
In my experiences here, and I've had a few, if the Dodgers were, say, 13-4,
everybody would do that.
This is the most front-runner town I've ever seen. He's at every game, Larry King.
Yeah, if they were 13-4, stagehands would be showing up.
Come out of the woodwork, buy the new Dodger hat, and say, I've been a Dodger fan my whole life. The World Series last year was great for the hardcore Dodger fans, but I saw people wearing Dodger hats I didn't even know knew about baseball at all.
1-2 to Chase Utley. This one, a little tweener. Turner, long way to first, perfect throw. Bellinger got to second in a hurry, and Trey, a brilliant play.
How easy to Trey Turner make this play look. You kidding me? I mean, he's going the hole. Wilmer runs in front of him. So in traffic on the 405, Trey Turner backhands one, jumps in the air and throws a bullet right in the face of Ryan Zimmerman, and Chase Utley can get down the line. That was a smooth play by Trey Turner. He made a difficult play look real easy, and that's what the good ones do.
Next up, Yasiel Puig, who came within the webbing of Michael A. Taylor's glove of hitting one out of here first time. Put our center fielder right up against the barrier out there. Dodger Stadium's not one of the deepest center fields. In fact, maybe the shortest in baseball, 395 dead center.
Made that look easy too. Might have been a home run if the Nat center fielder was 5'10".
Puig, 3 for 10 career against Max Scherzer. Had him hopping on that fastball inside. Cody Bellinger walked to lead off the inning. Went to second on the Utley grounder. And Puig thought that was going to be a strike. It ended up way outside. Mercedes-Benz will show you.
Nasty slider.
Two and two. So Max reaches 60 pitches here in 4 innings.
Reset.
Quickest inning, the 1-2-3 second with a grounder, that long Puig fly, and a strikeout of Max Muncy. Been off the stretch a lot other than that. And Puig hits the breaking ball straight down.
Tried to climb the ladder. Pitch number 63 coming for Max. 38 strikes, 24 balls.
Started this inning with 43.
They're all looking, trying to pick something up maybe.
There's Matt Kemp. Got him. Chris Siegel thought about it for a second and then punched out Yasiel Puig. Max Scherzer, 5th K of the night, into the 5th. 2-0 Nats. make today the day, or how about making Wednesday the day for Austin Voth, David Goforth, Tim Collins, and Austin Adams. They threw a combined 7-inning no-hitter for the Syracuse Chiefs, the 17th in franchise history. So they took care of Indy in that ball game on Wednesday, and a very interesting feat. Well done, guys. We saw all 4 of them in spring training this year.
So the Indianapolis broadcaster couldn't say there goes the no-hitter. And I don't know if it's still Howard Kellman, but he used to do the Indians games for years.
He's been there, yeah, a long, long time. That's fair. Michael A. Taylor, left field corner for the second time tonight. The Nats have a leadoff double by guys who can fly. First inning Turner, 5th inning Taylor.
Number 1, Wilmer Defoe.
Yeah, Michael A. starting to feel it. You see the rhythm in his swing, the way he takes his hands back, loads them up, little leg kick, he's spread out, hit the ball real hard his first time up, and Muncy in for the bunt, had no chance at that. Now it's up to Wilmer to, well, I don't know if you want to move him over here, but you do have Max Scherzer.
Yeah.
Lurking.
Michael A. Taylor has now hit safely in 8 of his last 12 games. So he's taking steady steps forward. Defoe is swinging away. Clayton Kershaw looked up as if he expected to see Taylor heading for third. He had to hold 1 out.
Pitcher,
Max is next.
It's a big out. Any add-on run after 2 in the first off Kershaw is humongous.
Max has an RBI this year. He has 3 hits, and that's inside ball 1.
He's clutching these situations. Wouldn't surprise me a bit.
This one to right center, and it's on the ground. Pretty good read by Taylor, who is well on his way to third. Stops there, and Max is 4 for 12 this year. 4-game hitting streak, by the way.
Wouldn't surprise me a bit. 4-game hitting streak for Max Scherzer. You put Cy Young himself out there in a big situation, and Max will find the way to do something.
We don't often talk about this. He might be the early favorite for pitcher Silver Slugger. It's a lot of hits. Top of the order, Trey Turner. In at the corners. Seager and Utley looking for a double play ball. Not easy to do against this guy. Trey's going to bunt. Taylor's going to score. And there's nobody at first. 3-0 Nats.
second baseman.
That's just good baseball. I mean, find the way. How are you going to beat Clayton Kershaw? Is it going to be the obvious way? Maybe he has an off night and just hit balls all over the campsite? Probably not. You scored 2 in the first by being aggressive in the count, and now you manufacture one. I'm telling you, folks, this is Dave Martinez. This is all the skipper. This is what they worked on in spring training. They set up the machine. They bunted to first base. They had all the bunters at home. They had base runners at the corners, and they worked on this play tons in spring training. And now here at Dodger Stadium against Clayton Kershaw, it pays off for a big add-on run.
Kendrick, first and second, 1 out. He's up there hacking.
I mean, little things. Trey executed it to perfection, but just the mindset. Okay, it's first and third. It's Kershaw. He's a strikeout guy. What are we going to do here to get a run across? It's going to be the old-fashioned way, hit a fly ball. I don't know. This guy strikes out like this. What about a bunt? A simple play like this makes it 3-0. I love it.
Chase Utley had no chance to get over from second to beat Turner to the bag to receive a throw. Howie Kendrick, and that's foul, 0-2. So Trey Turner collects his 4th RBI, but more importantly to the Nats, he's now 9 for his last 25 with 6 walks over 7 games. So he's starting to bat his way aboard more than he was early. 15 walks total on the year. Oh, 2 to Kendrick. And Howie just got a piece of it.
I mean, the odds of getting 3 hits off Kershaw in an inning pretty slim. And Dave Martinez, realizing that, probably said, you know, think about it. I don't know if that was a sign or a suggestion, but either way it worked. Sometimes there's certain signs that are, hey, if it's there, do it. You don't have to.
Howie pulls one foul again. He had 2 good years here in LA. In 15, Howie hit .295. The next year, .255. But he combined for 17 homers and 94 RBIs those 2 years. Not always playing every day. Well, Bryce has an RBI hit tonight. Kendrick to short. And Seager looking right through the screen that Max Scherzer tried to set. Scherzer was in the crease on that play. And that was a pretty good save by Seager.
T-Mobile, can you have a better guy for this promo? Built for baseball, get it? Max Scherzer is absolutely built for baseball. Leadoff double by Chris Taylor, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, uh-oh, first and third, nobody out. Corey Seager was hit by a pitch. Pop up to the mound. That would have been a hole in one, and then a big strikeout of Cody Bellinger. Jock Peterson. Don't worry about it, Jock. Not a lot of people could hit that slider. That was dirty. So Max Scherzer wiggling his way out of a high-stress first inning.
So Max back to work, bottom 5. It's Muncy, Kershaw, Taylor, 8, 9, and 1. Dodgers only have that 1 hit. First pitch of Max's game by Chris Taylor. 2 hit batters, 2 walks since, but nothing but zeros on that big scoreboard out there. Muncy struck out swinging, first time ending a 1-2-3 second. Max has had a little problem with the touch on that backdoor curveball. But the only thing that hasn't gone totally right. He's had the overpowering heater when he's needed it tonight. That thing's a mile high, right center. Bryce. First out, 5th inning.
All right, your super favorite super fan section is super back. K Street returns Friday, April 27th. $39, get your K card, exclusive K t-shirt. Cheer on the Nats from a field level seat as they take on the Diamondbacks. Visit Nationals.com to get your K Street tickets today. That'll be fun. Love that section, by the way. Be nice if Max was pitching on that day. Or Steven. Or Gio, or Tanner, or Jeremy.
Yeah, Hellickson will follow Scherzer and Strasburg in this series.
Covered that nicely, didn't I?
Politically, very well
Yeah,
done.
I've been in DC 8 years now. I got it.
Kershaw late. There they are. Jams him with a fastball. Moises Sierra. So Max 2 steps toward getting this thing into the 6th inning quickly. He'll face Chris Taylor, who's been aboard twice. Second time around the order, the Dodgers go 0 for 6 with 2 walks, a hit batter, but no runs. Big double play ball to end the 3rd when Max got Yasmani Grandal on the 4-6-3. Neither of the first 3 times around the order very much fun. I think it was USA Today did a big story today that was forwarded to us, and we're getting to an era where some ball clubs just don't allow their pitchers to go through an order 3 times anymore. These 2 guys tonight, a huge exception to that. They're insulted if they don't get to go at least 3 times through.
Well, in today's game, they've earned the right to go 3 times through. They have the stuff in the resume and the makeup, which I think is maybe the most important thing going through an order the 3rd time. Do you want it? Or are you just happy with, you know, going through the order twice and giving it up to the bullpen?
95 in there on 2-0. Nasty slider at the knees. Taylor popped up a bit in surprise and then questioning Chris Siegel on that one. Change up, just low, no swing, says Dan Bellino. Shot, fair ball. Chris Taylor's going to have a pair of extra base hits tonight. He's at 2nd with 2 outs. '50th career double. He's 2 for 2 tonight.
I tell you what, both leadoff hitters from both squads have had a nice night here. Taylor started the game up with the triple, then a walk, and then a double. Trey Turner a double, then the bunt single. So both guys getting it done here against A-list celebrities.
Corey Seager, and neither one of these A-listers want to leave in the 7th inning to beat traffic.
We're talking about I'm looking for stars. They're on the mound tonight. That's as far as you got to look.
Fastball in there. Clayton Kershaw has given up 3 runs on 6 hits. Things have happened quickly against him. 53 pitches in 5 innings. A lot of hook on that one. Strike 2. Max isn't going to stop pitching guys inside just because he's hit them. Second time up was a slider. Fastball up. So Chris Taylor doing his part, but the rest of the Dodgers not able to do anything against Max Scherzer. Strikeout number 6. High gas. Dodgers 0-2-0. Washington, D.C. Lexus dealers donate $250 to the Children's National Health System for the first 200 homers the Nats hit this season. Lexus experience amazing. Nationals have hit 23 on the year, and 8 of them have come from Bryce Harper. So fewer than a homer every 12 at-bats for Bryce in the opening month of the season.
There's some
Rob Deere on that list.
Sluggers on that list.
I remember Rob Deere in the mid-'80s being the first of some of those all-or-nothing guys. He and Pete Incaviglia kind of came up at the same time. It was either going 400 feet or into the mitt. And Harper hitting that ball a long way and slicing out down around the corner. Bryce was called up Saturday, April 28th, right here, when 1 for 3 with a double in his first game. Right now, Trey Turner, the hitting star for the Nats tonight, double and a run, bunt and an RBI. Clutch hits by Harper and Zimmerman, top of the first.
I remember sitting down and interviewing him in front of the Dodger dugout his first day in the big leagues. He was from the Nats dugout. And he sat down with me and I introduced myself and he said something about, you know, I hope I do well enough to stay. That's the word is, if I do well, I'll stay. And I looked at him and I said, hey, guys like you don't go back. And then we did an interview and we had hundreds of people
watching the whole thing.
And filming and taking pictures of the interview.
Well, when Bryce was called up that day, he was 19 years and 196 days old. Youngest Nat ever to appear in the big leagues at that time. Ryan Zimmerman was 20 years and 238 days when he made it to the big club at the end of 05.
The first base dugout was packed with media like it was the World Series.
Good eye.
We sat in 2 chairs by the on-deck circle, did the pregame interview, and I'll always remember because there was like a mob scene around us while we were doing the interview.
It was a thing before his first ever at bat.
And I remember there was a full moon that night. That's the only other thing I remember.
That statement by Harper, I hear I'll stay if I do well.
Yeah, but that's what Mike Rizzo said. Hey, we're calling him up. It's just to kind of, maybe he'll liven the ball club up, inject some energy into the lineup, and if he doesn't do well, we'll send him back. And that's the word he got. So when he sat down, I met him, and it's the first thing he said, you ain't going back, dude. Stop it.
I can't believe Rizzo called him up. He was only hitting 250 at Syracuse.
Doesn't
Come on,
matter.
Mike.
He needs some energy if you remember the time.
Yeah. Harper hooks one to right. Puig battling the lights. Goes to a knee to catch that ball. 1 out, 6th inning, and Ryan Zimmerman has indeed come alive.
He has, Bob. He wasn't getting the results the first couple weeks of the season, but the Nats knew he'd start seeing some hits fall soon. Kevin Long was telling me before the game that guys who have an exit velocity of 95 miles an hour or above off the bat hit to a 550 average. Well, Ryan, to a certain point, was hitting 160 on similar balls off the bat. An exit velocity of 95 or above just wasn't getting the results, but he's starting to get them lately.
Before Wednesday night's game, he was hitting 121. Now Ryan's about 50 points higher than that. Takes a while in this game, and there he is with another knock. And Zimmerman is 2 for 3 tonight. So, last 7 at bats, 5 for 7.
So 108 mile an hour double and 107 mile an hour grounder.
That'll get Sierra to the plate here with 1 on, 1 out, 6th inning. Nationals 7 hits in 5 1/3 against Kershaw. Fastball tailing to the outside edge.
So I talked to Zim in New York, maybe even in DC before we left for the trip, and I said, how you feeling up there? And he said, I'm fine. And Zim's the kind of guy, you know, knowing him for 8 years now, he would say, FP, I'm lost. I'm the worst player in baseball. He's not afraid to, you know, tell you the truth. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. And when he tells you he's fine and he's that good a player, that elite of a player his whole career, you don't forget how to hit, Carp. I don't care how old you are. I mean, Barry Bonds, I saw him at the end. He was still as dangerous as anybody in baseball. So hitters can hit. They don't forget how to hit. There's other parts of your game that maybe start to speed up later in your career. But when you're that elite of a hitter, when you're 36, 108 last year, if you're healthy, I don't know if you put the same kind of numbers up, but you just don't forget how to hit.
Yeah.
You know, his bad years, in his rough years, it was all due to health. And he's one of the best guys I've seen on a daily basis drive in a run. And when he's locked in, he's one of the hottest hitters I've been around. And when he's cold, he's cold. I mean, it's just the way he goes. He's never going to be a guy that's you know, like Gio's a high pitch count guy because he's effectively wild. Well, Ryan's the same way. He's effectively wild as a hitter. When he's hot, he's hot. When he's cold, you know, he can go through some streaks. But you just don't give up on a guy with track record at his age. He's still young, and he still plays young.
Well, in our travels, we talk to other broadcasters. We talk to writers. And when those guys are telling us, Ryan Zimmerman's one of the best hitters I've seen over the last decade. That, you know, that doesn't come solicited by us.
Mike Schmidt said that.
That's volunteered by, a Hall of Famer in that case. You're like, okay, you know, we watch every at bat, we dissect this, we dissect that, but what do other people think about him? And I think that means a whole lot when people say that about Ryan Zimmerman, who is in his 13th full year in the big leagues.
I mean, if he's healthy, he's fine. If he's not, you got to keep an eye on him. It's just that simple. If he's healthy, he's one of the best right-handed hitters in the league. And I'll stick to that until they fire me.
That's up in the zone. 1-2. So Matt about to see at least 4 pitches for the 3rd time. Ground ball called, 3rd strike.
And he's turned into Willie Mays Hayes all of a sudden at first base.
Him?
Yeah, I mean, they keep throwing over.
Okay, I got you.
Hey, scout report is careful with the Nats. They'll run, especially guys you don't think will run. So that's why he's throwing over.
That is really slow coming in and pretty hard going out. Matt Wieters able to wait on that off-speed pitch, and it's 2 on, 2 out for Michael A. Taylor. I'm trying to name everybody Max tonight now.
That's all right. Stayed on that curveball nice, didn't he? What a bad pitch by Kershaw. You see him jump up and down on the mound. He thought he made a good pitch. No way he hits that. He did. And Michael A's swinging it. He's got a tough out here.
Leadoff double last inning produced a run, the Nats' third of the night. When he went to third on a Scherzer bloop hit and then scored on Turner's squeeze bunt. Nats could deal a real blow to the Dodgers here in the 6th inning. 2-0.
Yeah, I remember when they told us it's Michael A. Taylor. I was thinking, okay, well, if that's the way he wants it, it's our job. I can't call him anything else but Michael A. now. It's just Michael A.
Yeah.
His teammates call him Mikey T. But I can only call him Michael A. And I think it's got a cool ring to it.
Ooh, he had some kind of 2-0 rip right there.
I mean, he's feeling frisky now. You start swinging like that, you got a knock in the book already. You hit the ball hard your first time. That's how you gain confidence as a hitter. Look at this hack. I know he fouled it off, but it's a very relaxed, aggressive swing. There was nothing tense about it.
Tough pitch. 2-2.
Yeah, you don't want that, even though you're 2-1. So you had a little cut to it, fastball in.
Mercedes-Benz on the pitch cast. Call could have gone either way. Now the Nats forcing Kershaw to throw at least 20 pitches in this inning when the next one comes home. Off speed, up the middle. Zimmerman around third. Chris Taylor comes up throwing. Ryan Zimmerman scores. Taylor's 2 for 3. 4-0 Washington.
That was clutch. So 2 strikes again. Michael Taylor hit one to deep left field first time up with 2 strikes, and this one right back up the middle. So you remember that game where Max pitched against the Braves, where the Braves hitters stayed in the at-bat longer than you're used to seeing off Max Scherzer? Well, the Nats are doing the same thing here tonight. They're staying in at-bats off Clayton Kershaw, fouling off pitches, getting hits with 2 strikes, barreling up baseballs with 2 strikes, stuff you normally don't see against the Dodgers big lefty.
Here's Defoe, 0 for 2, a bunt and a comebacker. He's up there hacking. So Michael A. Taylor checks in with his 4th RBI. 2 for 3 night for him, and a reminder, he's now hit safely 8 of his last 12 games. So got to get over 200 before he can get any better, and that's what Taylor and Zimmerman have done. That was Tony Cingrani, the former Red. Dodgers lefty loosening up. Defoe looks it in there, strike 2. And seeing the ball in the dirt, taking all the way. Dave Roberts Ball Club won 4 in a row. They really beat up on San Diego. 13 runs last game there.
Yeah, they've scored at least 7 runs in 4 consecutive games and 13 in their last one, like you're talking about.
You know, the Dodgers have not left the Pacific time zone this year. 2 interleague games here against Oakland. They haven't played anybody until tonight outside the National League West. They're 4.5 back of the D-backs, and that's now 5 back of the Mets, who won in extra innings tonight at Atlanta. Phillies won at home, beat Pittsburgh.
I'm watching Chase Utley keep Matt Wieters close at second. And Yasmani's going to take a trip right here, maybe to change up the signs because they have a catcher on second. But I'm thinking, why in the world would you give up range to hold a catcher on at second with 2 outs? Doesn't make sense. I mean, obviously you don't want him walking off the bag and have a humongous lead, but there's no percentages in keeping Matt Wieters close to the bag with 2 strikes and 2 outs.
2-2 to Wilmer Defoe. Hits it well to right. Puig is there. But the Nats pick up another run. They've added on in the 5th and the 6th. Max back to work against 3-4-5 for LA. 4-0 Nats. Dodgers coming up bottom 6. Our game summary. Always great when the leadoff guy sets the table. Trey has done that. He's also driven in a run. Michael A, 7th spot, doing a lot of the same. Max, the pitch counts up a bit after 5 innings. 25, about 15 pitches per inning so far, but he's going to battle for a couple more frames and wants to go as deep into this night as he can. Grandal 0 for 2. Fastball just missing.
Well, even though the Nats had an off day yesterday, the bullpen's a little bit worn down, so the deeper Max can go, obviously, the better.
Yeah, he and Strasburg could go a long way towards solving some of the fatigue down there. So the fastball changeup, 1-1. Looking relaxed. It's a new member down there, Carlos Torres. If you missed it, the Nats today designated for assignment A.J. Cole. Carlos Torres, who had been untouchable in Syracuse, called up. Veteran guy. 1-2. Nasty slider, strikeout number 7. So with more on the change in the bullpen, here's Dan.
Yeah, Bob, Davey Martinez saying that the Nationals opting to make the move to designate A.J. Cole and bring Carlos Torres up for a couple reasons. To get a guy with a lot of big league experience, as you said, 8 years in the majors for Carlos Torres, and also a guy who's comfortable going multiple innings in relief. Davey noting that Torres in his career has a sub-2 ERA when working multiple innings in a game, so he can go back-to-back days, he can go multiple innings. A lot of versatility with that veteran right-hander.
Cody Bellinger next, a strikeout and a walk. Torres, last couple of years at the big league level, has gone an inning or more, I should say more than 1 inning, 35 times.
Oh.
So that's very useful and versatile.
Did you see Joe Ross's big brother's got something going on? 7 2/3 no-hitter, 10 strikeouts for the against the Diamondbacks tonight.
First place Diamondbacks. Tyson Ross. Boy, Max. Great command here as he tries to complete the middle innings. Nasty on the changeup. 3 Ks in a row, 8 in the game.
Well, his fastball slider early in the game, and this is what the great ones do. They give you a different look second and third time around. We talked about how you get through a lineup, especially a good one 3 times. You give them different looks. So now a tremendous feel for the changeup for Max as he goes through this order for the 3rd time.
Jock Peterson 0 for 2, called 3rd strike, fly ball to center. Dodgers box score, it's all about Chris Taylor. Triple, walk, double, has not been able to score. Seager hit by 2 pitches. Bellinger a walk. That is it.
No hitters.
Readers tried to hold it there.
The no-hitter's over. He just gave up a double. And that was your fault, Bob, for talking about it.
I don't remember bringing that up.
You did. That was all you.
I just said his first name.
Oh, well. Did I mention that? Well, there goes the no-hitter.
Christian Walker pinch hitting broke that up.
Can't let Christian Walker break up a no-hitter.
Three and one. Three and two. Walked in with 2 outs. Max's 3rd walk. So the Dodgers' best offense tonight has been the free base runner. 5 of them. Utley is next. Tight slider for a strike. Max has gone 6, 5, 9, 7, and 5 2/3 in his starts. Over 100 pitches every time. 102 in the complete game, which was fantastic. I think he threw 72 strikes that night against the Braves. Midnight back in DC and up and down the eastern seaboard. Thanks for being up with us. Hey, don't go anywhere. We got a long way to go in this one. 4-0 Nats. Fourth game of the road trip and the first here at Dodger Stadium.
Now tell us what Saturday's like.
2-2.
Is it cool? Saturday awesome? We're still in Friday. Friday's been pretty cool so far.
Two.
Chase Utley's so hard to strike out, but I'm thinking back to all the at-bats we've seen him over the years, whether it was with the Phillies or the Dodgers, and I feel like the high fastball comes to mind. Maybe the only thing he'll chase. He starts his hands real low, almost hanging over the plate, and he has trouble getting to the pitch above him, if I remember right.
Yeah. Able to turn and foul off that slider.
It's such a simple swing because his hands are right there. It's all he has to do is just drop him in the zone. But to pick him up and to get on top of that high strike, even not even out of the zone, Carp, I'm talking a high strike.
Yeah.
He can swing through those at times.
Well, you can see from his setup why he gets hit by a lot of pitches. 2-2 as the battle continues here in the sixth. That is a hit beyond the reach of Howie Kendrick. Harper will return it to second base. And the Dodgers have 2 runners after 2 outs here in the sixth. Max struck out the first 2. Having a hard time closing it out now, Yasiel Puig.
Well, don't forget about the high-stress first inning. I mean, Max didn't have time to settle in this ball game at all. Both teams came out swinging, and he had runners at the corners before he could blink. Had to go to his ace stuff early, and Dave Martinez knows that very well. And you're wondering if maybe, you know, having to go so hard so fast is catching up to him now in 98. Still 98 pitches, but there, you know, we usually say, oh, it's been a cruise control, easy 98. Tonight hasn't. He's been fighting it the whole night, especially out of the gate in the first inning. He's starting to growl.
Puig, long fly ball to center. Called out on strikes. Second inning, fourth inning, respectively.
Ooh. But see, he reached back there. This is crunch time right now. I know it's 4-0, but he reached back for 93. Usually, even at 99 pitches, this is where he'll go 96, 97, take her to the house. We'll see if he's got anything left in the tank, but he's going hard right now.
Great pitch. Perfect pitch. Not in the opinion of Puig, who pleads with Chris Siegel.
Well, he struck out last time on a pitch he didn't agree with. It was either a cutter or a slider down the way, and he thought that was low.
Yeah, you could look at that box and see where it's 1-1, but you might think the first pitch was the strike. That's a pitcher's pitch right there. Then the heater right down the middle.
He's guessing. Guessed wrong. No way Yasiel Puig takes a fastball down the heart. He was thinking another slider. Now he's set up for that slider, but he's thinking about the fastball. We'll see what they do. Slider's wide open if they want it.
Jammed him with a fastball, and Puig able to stay alive. So over 100 pitches now. Max came into this inning with 77. So we were all hoping for a quick sixth. Maybe he could go 7. Due to lead off next half inning. So this is probably it. And as you say, empty the tank.
Yeah, he's emptying it. He reached back right there.
And Puig lashes one out into left center. Dodgers on the board. The 2-out walk hurts.
And that's what'll tick Max off more than anything. Not the hit by Utley, not the hit by Puig, the 2-out walk. He hates walking people more than anything.
Bullpen just now getting busy with Matt Grace.
When I hear Max grunt and it's 93, I know he's done. I mean, when he usually lets it rip at the end, he's still got 95, 97 in the tank. And when you look at what he's done, you know, 16 innings his last 2 starts. The complete game, the 7-inning piece against the Rockies. Struck out 21 hitters in those 2 games. You know, all that stuff adds up. It's not a video game. And he's pitched valiantly here tonight against the Dodgers. But right now, his manager knows that he's running out of steam here in the 6th.
The Dodgers bench tonight is all right-handed. For now, it's the left-handed rookie Max Muncy, who has struck out and flied to right. So Max trying to pull out all the tricks he can to get this final out and let Matt Kemp lead off the bottom of the 7th. So he goes off speed a couple of times to get ahead of the rookie. At least in terms of experience, Max Muncy this year. Got him on a check swing upstairs. Scherzer, strikeout number 9, gives up 1 run on 4 hits through 6. Good finish.
We're going to show you a big strikeout here by Max, right? A little traffic on the base pass. Runners on 1st and 2nd. The tie-in run at the plate. He climbs the ladder with the fastball. And Dave Martinez says, way to go, big boy. That's enough for tonight. Shake my hand. Gutty, right?
Absolutely.
He had good stuff tonight, not the great no-hit stuff, but he still got it done.
106 pitches, 68 strikes. Matt Reynolds will hit for Max, leading off the 7th.
And his good stuff is great stuff. He just set the bar so high that his, say, B+, A- stuff is better than most. Gutty.
Reynolds against Kershaw, 1-for-1 career. Clayton's last inning, he's due to lead off bottom 7. Matt with an RBI, 0 for 4 as a pinch hitter, 1 for 10 overall. And it's 1-1.
Good take. Guy's had a nice night. It's so nice. I'd love to see it in Exmo. Just like slow motion highlights of his whole night.
And some jamage on that one. Corey Seager, 1 out.
Look how good these guys are. You ask for something that quick and they deliver. It's time for Fios by Verizon Expo. Like I didn't know it was coming. Trey hit that like he knew it was coming. First pitch of the night, double down the line. How about the Derek Jeter play in the hole? Made it look so simple with something on it. And then the base hit bunt in the 5th inning for an RBI and a knock. Stroll into first, Trey.
The only guy with a chance to make a play there, Dan Bellino. In the hole. Well done by Seager and well corralled by Cody Bellinger. 2 outs.
At Fios, the 100% fiber optic network means more speed. For more devices at once, visit getfios.com.
Next up is Howie with 2 outs. Harper on deck. Add-on runs in the 5th and the 6th. So big for the Nationals tonight. They need 9 outs from the bullpen. First guy up in the 7th can't tie the game, so they could save Matt Kemp for later. As I mentioned, their entire bench right-handed tonight. Fastball away, 1-1. Matt Grace about to get the call anyway. And a 2-hopper out to Chase Utley. So if that's it for Clayton Kershaw, a 1-2-3-7. But the Nats get him for 4 runs on 9 hits. The DMV area Volkswagen dealers who bring you the Smile at Spring sales event. No speed limits in LA after 9 o'clock on a Friday night.
What? Serious?
9, 1, and 2 coming up. If you need expert printing, the UPS store has you covered. Together, there's nothing we can't solve.
There is no freeway in LA that has ever moved that fast, ever.
Matt Grace. Austin Barnes, the leadoff guy, takes a curveball for a strike. Barnes faces our lefty for the first time. Barnes, part-time catcher slash infielder. 2 for 7 with an RBI as a pinch hitter. 1-1. So Kershaw is done for the night after 7 innings. And the Nats got a whole lot more against him than they usually do.
Yeah, give the offense a lot of credit tonight, because if Kershaw was locked in, the Nats could be behind 1-0 right now, and we could be talking about how well Max pitched in a tough luck outing. You know, Zim came out swinging. The boys were hacking from the first inning, some add-on runs. You get 9 hits and 4 runs off Clayton Kershaw. I mean, you did your job.
He threw 85 pitches, 64 strikes in 7 innings. 2-1 to Barnes.
And check out the Peanuts tomorrow night at the Fitz. First 1,000 fans receive a Carolina League Legends card set. It's another super Saturday with post-game fireworks. Kids run the bases in the middle of the fireworks, dodging fireworks. It's going to be amazing.
Trey Turner scoops it on the run. Safe is Barnes. At least that's a call from Dan Bellino.
Dave Martinez is holding things up. Chip Hale is on the horn. He looked safe initially. What a play by Trey to make it that close. I thought put it in your pocket. Look how far Trey Turner goes to get this ball. Gets it out pretty quick. The jump throw going towards center often. Do you see that? They're still holding play as we show you. I see safe there. I don't know. Tom Hallion running all the way in from third to say, hey, make a decision. The phone won't work. If you read Dave Martinez's lips, he's saying the phone won't work. Look at hello.
Yeah, AT&T Park, the Nats' next stop on this trip.
The old phone won't work trick by the Dodgers, huh?
Top of the order, Chris Taylor. 0 for 1 career against Grace. First pitch changeup, a beauty. All right, the Dodgers bullpen active. Pedro Baez, the righty, and Adam Liberatore is the lefty.
9 huge outs to get in this ball game. Far from over. This is a really good hitting team that's hot, and Max Scherzer definitely cooled them down. Some big outs to get still. Talking about who they should get up.
Two and 1. Ball 3.
Somebody getting up. That phone works.
Yeah, right now, Davey looking for that bridge to the 8th inning when it could be Kinsler followed by Doolittle. Ryan Madsen has pitched so much this week, even after a day off, probably unavailable, and now Matt Grace has given up a walk. And just like that, the Dodgers have Corey Seager in the box as the tying run.
Corey Seager.
A good trip by Howie Kendrick. This could be a mound visit for sure, but you're trying to settle down a young pitcher. And, hey, make a good pitch right here. We're turning double play and nobody's hurt.
All right, there he is on the left. Carlos Torres, the new Nats reliever. Sammy Solis with him. Lefty here, righty Grandal next, lefty Bellinger after that. So possibly Matt Grace's last hitter, and he's got to start throwing some strikes. There's their number 3 hitter, who would most probably be facing Torres. Seager 0 for 2 against Grace career, and everything is down and in the dirt from Matt Grace.
I'll tell you what, your manager's showing huge confidence in you, putting you in a game that you're leading 3 runs, and Max Scherzer start. You're on the road, first game of 3 at Dodger Stadium, and the payoff is I go out and I pound the strike zone, and whatever happens, happens. You definitely can't fall behind. You definitely can't walk guys. He doesn't want to, but this is a high leverage situation. And your manager's showing tons of confidence in you just to throw strikes.
And he gets the touch pitch in there, the breaking ball for a strike.
I think he felt something on that pitch. I saw him hop around after. Maybe that's the problem. He jumped off the mound weird after that pitch.
Paul Lessard out to check. Davey trailing him.
Watch the end of this. Yeah, like a cramp almost in the lower half. He waved off Matt Wieters. Paul Lessard said, I'm coming out. Dave Martinez said, I'm coming out. This is not a mound visit, in case you're wondering.
And if you're not 100%, you got to be honest with your skipper and your trainer right here.
Well, something's up.
Big pitch coming. It's 2-1 to Seager. 2 on, nobody out. Bottom 7, Nats on top by 3. Good breaking ball, looked like a strike until it was too late for the hitter. He just can't get a strike with the heater. Count is full with Grandal on deck. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball at 83. And 1 out. We'll see what they do with the right-hander Grandal coming in.
Show me the sequence again. Big moment in this game, right? Corey Seager up there. Kind of winced on that one, too. There was a few in that sequence where he winced. I think that's it. Even on strike 3, watch this. Just the way he's turning after the delivery. Kind of, I don't know if it's his hip, his lower half, but something's locking up. Hopefully it's not his oblique. But I think Dave Martinez seeing what we're seeing. Tom, nice job. Way to gut it out and get us a big out.
All right, Grandal next, and it's Sammy.
And Grace is out. Dave Martinez coming over saying, hey, man, if you're hurt, let me know. Nice job. Way to gut it out. I love what you just did. It just looked odd, his delivery, that whole sequence. And he doesn't walk guys, so that was odd, too. And we hope he's okay.
So here's Sammy. Grandal is 0 for 1 career against him. And Yasmani Grandal, one of the reasons he's hitting for high average, he's 7 for 18 right-handed.
Yeah, he's really worked on his right-handed stroke with the whole launch angle thing, trying to get the ball in the air more, talking to some of his coaches today.
First and second, 1 out. Max Scherzer had a lot of base runners tonight. He did a great job of keeping the Dodgers at bay, despite giving them 3 walks and 2 hit batters. And if the bullpen can strand a couple of guys in the 7th, the Nats are in a great position. A lot of work left in this one. And on a changeup, it's a base hit. They're going to send the runner. Throw home is not in time. Sierra threw it hard, but enough up the first base line where Matt Wieters had to vacate home plate. 4-2 ball game.
The Dodgers fighting hard. Pretty good play by Moises Sierra. I'm thinking no way he's got a chance, but watch the throw. Strong arm delivery and a great play by Matt Wieters to make it this close. Sierra charging hard, just pulled the throw a hair, and Wieters did all he could to catch it and dive into Barnes, who made a nice slide.
Taylor stopped at second, tying a run on base, and now it's Sammy against Cody Bellinger. First time these two have faced each other. Curveball smothered by Wieters. Took him a second to find it. In fact, several seconds.
Well, good thing he did. Tie and run on first base. The former Grandal was halfway to second. He didn't have a play on him by the time he found it, but
so Bellinger 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Place
Pretty good pitch. Matt Wieters wanted it. He held it. Whenever Matt Wieters holds a pitch, he's telling it's a strike. Look how long he holds that.
Yeah, splitting the outside edge could have gone either way, that call. Now it's 2-0. And last year's Rookie of the Year, who started the season in the minor leagues and then came up big and hit 39 home runs, had a big time rip there.
Taylor close at second base. I think if they do try to steal here, you're definitely throwing to second to get Grandal. That's the only run that matters.
2-1, and that thing kind of hanging up and in and stayed in there.
Cody Bellinger does not get cheated.
Big presence on deck here. With one out, 7th inning. A run home, 2 aboard.
Looked like he took a little out of that swing, trying to bump it into play to left field.
Goes downstairs for the strikeout. 2 down. Matt Kemp heading to the batter's box.
I love this whole sequence. Sammy made him aware of the fastball in, then does this to him. I think a changeup. And you see the hips and the shoulder fly out. He was spent right there. He had no chance. The front hip came out when the ball was halfway there. Watch Bellinger's front hip. And once that goes, the shoulder goes, the head goes, he runs out of bat. So a beautiful sequence between Wieters and Solis. Nice execution by Sammy. And here's a scouting report for Matt Kemp. How many mound visits is that? I feel like it's a lot for the Nats tonight. Are we running low on fumes here? What do we got? 3?
Yeah,
left?
3 now. Matt Kemp.
The light comes on it too, I think.
So they stay with the lefty after warming up Carlos Torres here. Kemp is 2 for 4 career against Sammy with an RBI.
It's off to a good start, obviously. 347, 3-10.
Maybe he wasn't in the lineup tonight because of his 130 career average against Max Scherzer. Off the plate, ball 1. Keeping it down. Counts even.
Kemp lost 50 pounds in the offseason. 50. Wow.
Right over the mound. Howie can just go to the bag, and the left-handed kids do okay in what could have been a rough 7th. Sammy Solis. Quite turn out that way, but we saw a couple of guys battle on a night when maybe they didn't have their best stuff. Max 6 tough ones, and Kershaw went through 7.
You get 4 runs and 9 hits off Clayton Kershaw. You got to win the game. Nice job by the bullpen right there. Matt Grace toughing it up, right?
Yeah.
Whatever he had going on. Sammy Solis getting a big out. So a nice night so far for the Nats, and you want to get off this West Coast swing with a W against Clayton Kershaw. That would make everybody feel real good.
Nats have added on twice tonight in the middle innings, looking to do the same as Pedro Baez takes over for the Dodgers here. Top 8. The Nats will have 3, 4, 5. Harper, Zimmerman, and Sierra. Dodgers have some changes going on. So Austin Barnes goes to second for Chase Utley, who is now at first, moving Cody Bellinger to left field. So it looks like the number, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, the number 5 spot is where the Dodger pitcher is now. Bryce Harper and Pedro Baez. Bryce 0 for 3 against him with a couple of Ks. Taken all the way. Next up is Ryan Zimmerman, who's having another good night. Fastball sails away.
No, I kind of been grumpy on the mound visit thing so far. I'm thinking about it right now. And Yasmani Grandal would have been out to the mound 20 times already tonight. You remember a game
like this? You're right.
Was it Game 5 a couple years ago when it took 4+ hours, as well as last year's Game 5? And it's all because he was going out a lot. I think the Cubs and the Dodgers are the 2 biggest culprits for mound visits the last couple of years at least.
Well-placed fastball, 2-1.
So I guess maybe I've been a little hard on it. And Pedro Baez needs a Shot clock. He is super deliberate, folks. Super.
Bryce thought it was a fastball. Disappeared late. 2-2. There is Brendan Kinsler now. Be the guy for the 8th inning.
Finding that balance point. See that pause there in the last 2 pitches? Really holding it there. I like it. Stop. Go.
Nats looking for something big from Harper here. 3-2. That ball absolutely crushed foul on a breaking pitch right in on Bryce's hands. Scott Boras and his buddy, there's their old buddy Bill Glovna to Scott's right, used to work for the Nats in media relations years ago. Scott and his guys not too far from their home offices down in Newport Beach.
Glove was making a point. You see it with his finger? He's telling somebody, I told you he's going to hit a hard foul ball right there.
The glove man. Great take by Bryce. He went stumbling out of there. Tom Hallion says no swing. And maybe Bryce Harper's most earned walk of the year, number 25.
I'll tell you what, you get a big swing like that going, it's hard to stop. Watch him. And then his back foot betrayed him. Did you see that? Came off the ground. Cleats didn't dig in. 25th walk of the season. That's the most in the major leagues.
Yeah, Bryce is on a pace for, what is this, the 20th of April? 170 or 80 walks. Crazy. Ryan Zimmerman 0 for 2 career against Baez. Another multi-hit game for Ryan. Perfect on the breaker.
Bryce got a big lead. He's thinking about it. It's time for your fourth drive of the game, and we'll check out Ryan Zimmerman's first at-bat, shopping at the gap, a double off Clayton Kershaw. His 320 average off Kershaw went up tonight. Nobody hits 320 off Clayton Kershaw, except for this guy. How about another hit? Little bouncer up the middle, so a twofer and counting for Ryan Zimmerman. Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs.
Swing and a miss on a nasty one down and away. First out, 8th inning.
This is exit velocity tonight. Drive that fast, you're going to jail.
Boys, is Sierra next. Facing Pedro Baez for the first time.
It's a good game plan by Moises. It seems like everything from Pedro Baez is away. Really favoring the glove side with the fastball slider combo.
0 for 3 tonight against Kershaw. A couple of grounders, a swinging strikeout. That one really boring up and in on him. Strike 2. Sierra waiting for that one. Flare, right field line. It's on the ground. Puig couldn't get it. 4-game hitting streak for Sierra. Harper stopping at second.
And Puig came up limping after that effort. He's still limping. So hands inside the ball. That was supposed to be away, backed up on a great effort by Yasiel Puig here, but he got up limping. I don't know if it's because he hit so hard on the turf. But Moises Sierra will definitely take a million of those.
Matt Wieters is next. Looking for his first career hit against Baez. 0 for 3.
That's trying to answer the Dodgers run in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, trying to add on here for the 3rd inning out of the last 4. Strike call.
I'm telling you, Carp, as a ball club, when you're up 4-0, other team jumps back in the game and you're in the Dodgers dugout and then you add on, it's a backbreaker, because all of a sudden you're thinking, we got the momentum, we're back in this game, and you keep adding on. You break the morale of the other club when you do that. That's why add-on runs are so important, especially in big games. Playoff games, October games. It's like the Dodgers are thinking, hey, we're hanging around, we're going to find a way to win this. Just keep them right there. And that score here might take a little wind out of their sails.
Yeah, you like who Washington's throwing tomorrow, don't you? Strasburg ready.
Some slippage going on that left-handed batter's box right now. Bryce on ball 4, and I think Matt Wieters went down there. Something happened after that swing. I think he's digging in right now, trying to get that toe hold with his back foot after that take. I don't know about early in the season, Carp, but playing here for a year, late in games, that marine layer comes in, and it gets humid and damp, the grass and the dirt, and cool too.
Way upstairs. Yeah, we talk about that in San Diego. Hour and a half down the coast. And before this place was in its present configuration, it was well beyond 400 to center field. Early days of Dodger Stadium, the fair territory was a lot bigger than it is now. And did Koufax, Drysdale, Johnny Podres, and the rest of them love that? Their world championship teams were built on pitching and speed back then. Payoff pitch. And the bases are loaded. So the Nats get 3 base runners for the first time tonight, and we'll see if Michael A. Taylor can make them pay.
I'll tell you what, the way Michael A's swinging it, Dave Martinez has to be happy that he's up right here, no matter what happens. Couple knocks tonight. First time up, hit a deep fly ball. And he's usually ultra aggressive in these situations with runners out there. Don't be surprised if he swings at the first pitch.
Michael A. a double and an RBI single tonight. 20 RBIs career with the bases loaded. And he made Baez throw strike 1. Ball had cutting action. Nationals really good tonight with runners in scoring position, making the most of the opportunities they had against Clayton Kershaw. Meanwhile, Scherzer responsible for the bad number on the other side. This is a big pitch for the Dodgers. Great take by Michael A. That might tell you something about how he's seeing it now.
Yeah, I mean, he's sitting fastball right there. Baez wanted that. So did Dave Roberts. Now Michael A's in the driver's seat at 2-1 count.
Two. Rondell slides just to the outer half a little bit, and there is a hole in the swing up there. 2 down.
Well, huge strikeout for Baez and the Dodgers. That's thinking about putting this one on ice, and now it's up to Wilmer Difo to pick up his teammates.
0 for 1 against Baez. Wilmer tonight tried to bunt his way aboard second inning. Good play by Muncy at third, threw him out. Comebacker and then a line drive out to right. Matt Adams for the number 9 spot. One bloop hit. The rest of the inning, no contact. 2 walks, 2 Ks. Not a whole lot of reaction time on 96. I don't blame him for jumping back.
He got tremendous stuff, no doubt about it. And Bryce Harper's on third looking for that slider in the dirt. He's thinking about it.
Bryce walked, 1 out later. Sierra the flare down the right field line. Right after that, Wieters the walk to load him up. I have Baez when there's not a foul ball or anything. 25 to 28 seconds between pitches.
Yeah, you talk to relievers, they come into a big situation, they try to slow the game down, and that's probably what he does, and it works for him throughout his career. So, but he's deliberate. There's no doubt about it.
Target in, and he misses up and away, and the Nats are a pitch away from a 3-run lead.
Do you take here automatically, or do you drill one in the gap? Or you just look for one pitch in one spot, and if it's there, get off your ace swing, as Daniel Murphy says.
I think that's a great strategy here.
But it's easier said than done.
Up and in, 5-2 Washington. Third walk of the inning.
Yeah, it looked like a cut fastball. Grandal tried to frame it. Great at bat by Wilmer Defoe. Line moving, and Dave Roberts hates walks, as every manager does.
And now he's going for one.
He knows that was a huge add-on run for the Nats.
Lefty Matt Adams for the Nats. And now one swing away from really busting this thing open. Boos for Baez as he departs. Tomorrow. And for the Dodgers, Hyun-Jin Ryu, he's off to a 2-0 start with a good ERA. Steven Strasburg career 7 starts against LA, 2.44 the ERA, 2 wins, 2 losses. And a reminder, we are an hour earlier tomorrow night, 8:30, Nats Extra Mass in 2. .30-year-old left-hander Adam Liebertor, just his second appearance, is added back to the bullpen here. And Matt Adams in a lefty-lefty matchup, bases loaded. First pitch important, and he missed.
They'll probably see fastball slider combo. Fastball averaging 91. Tell you what, you rarely see Dave Roberts show that much emotion as a manager. At least on that end of the deal.
And Adams skies one high to left. Muncy, Seager, Bellinger, and Cody takes it in foul ground. Nats pick up with some help. A big add-on run, up by 3. in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. 53 degrees in LA feels like 63 or 70 in New York. 63 at game time. It's gone down 10 degrees, and we're still loving it here. So it's Brandon Kintzler for the 8th. That's able to piece things together with Grace and Solis to get those 3 outs in the 7th. Kintzler will see Utley, Puig, and Muncy here. Chase Utley 0 for 1 career against him. 1 for 3 in this one. Showed bunt, got Defoe on the move, ball 1.
A fastball slider change from Brandon. Fastball averaged 93 this year. 2-seam variety. Lots of late sink.
That's his pitch.
So he pitched last Tuesday in New York. But that was 5 straight for him. So he had Wednesday and Thursday off, and here he is again.
'87 with perfect run, down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah. Bottom of the zone again.
Utley out to Kendrick. Howie's got to hurry, and he got him. Utley hit one hard out there in the 1st inning, and that was close.
Well, nice job of getting the ground ball, but it was a long ground ball. And Chase Utley saying, I can beat this out. Howie Kendrick's playing right field. I'm going to hustle down there. Howie got rid of it quick with something on it to just get Chase Utley. I used to be afraid to play that deep at second base, just for that reason right there.
That is a 39-year-old veteran trying to beat that thing out. Yasiel Puig 1 for 3 RBI single last time up.
You have a clock in your head as an infielder, and Howie Kendricks played second base more than any other position. And when that ball's on the ground that long, there's a small panic that goes through you, and you're thinking, this is taking too long, this is taking too long, this is taking too long, now I got to hurry.
Kintzler sharp, low in the zone so far here.
He's got some good late sink tonight, getting on top of that fastball.
And that's the funny thing about guys who throw the sinker. Sometimes they're more effective when they are a little fatigued. They don't overthrow that pitch. But you still need time off when you've been as busy as these guys have. Right back to him. 2 down. More on Brandon Kintzler. Here's Dan.
Bob, talking about Kintzler's workload, he's now appeared in 10 of the Nationals' 20 games so far this season, but he was telling me the other day he actually likes the heavy workload. He feels like he's getting loose for the season when he pitches in this many games this early in the year, and with consistent work comes a feeling that he can lock in his mechanics. He said there was a stretch in the first couple weeks of the season where he went almost a week without an appearance, and he really didn't like that. He would much rather take the consistent work over a lack of work.
All right, looking for a 3rd out here in the 8th inning. That ball's hit a ton by Max Muncy and caught by Sierra. 8-pitch inning for Kintzler. Thank you, Marine Layer in Southern Cal.
It's like Wally World. Sorry, folks, park's closed. something good. I'm loving the interaction between the players and the skipper so far this year.
Work in the room.
Yeah.
8 pitches, 6 strikes for Kinsler, by the way. Turner, Liebertor still in for the Dodgers. So he'll face a couple of righties before he gets Bryce here. Trey, a good night, 2 for 4, double a run, RBI bunt.
I mean, you hate to put too much pressure on any player. Obviously, Bryce is the main cog in this lineup. But when Trey goes, they go. Yep. It's pretty simple. When he gets on base, he changes the whole dynamic of the game with his speed, the way pitchers think, the way they have to alter their delivery to the plate because of him. It's not just so much he's in their head, it's the physical things about it. Like if I'm pitching and Trey Turner's on first, I'm slide stepping, I'm changing my delivery, I'm throwing over a lot. Maybe I'm hanging a pitch that I normally wouldn't hang because I'm doing something different with my mechanics to get it there quicker. There's so many things that he adds to a lineup when he's on base. And I just think if he gets on consistently, this ball club's going to win a lot of games.
Had to wait for the off speed. Backhand Seager got rid of it in a hurry as he knew he needed to. 1 out.
All right, so a whole new ball game with RBI Baseball 18. RBI Baseball 18 delivers an all-new franchise mode and is available right now. Learn more at RBI.com. Rated E for everyone.
If the Nats score an additional run and it's not a safe situation, you might see Carlos Torres for the first time. But as it is right now, it's definitely Sean Doolittle territory. Howie a rare offer this year. So far, at least tonight, he's been on base 15 of his first 16 games of the season. Fly ball, 3 on the ground, but his fly ball back in the first inning on the first pitch put Trey Turner on third base from where he scored on the Harper single. Two and 0.
Get you one, let it fly right here. Although, as we've seen, it's a tough night to leave. We used to call this place the Hotel California. You can fly out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Right on the edge. Other than going to Colorado and Arizona, which you have to do frequently, it is a great division in which to pitch. Here in San Fran and San Diego.
San Diego a little more hitter friendly. Day games here, the ball goes.
Yeah.
Batting practice, the ball goes.
And Howie, based on the strike 2 call, knew he had to go after that one. It hit him, but he was still in the box. Well, Bryce, 2 more runs scored tonight. We don't talk about this very often, but he now has scored 20 runs on the season. Right up there at the top of the league, along with Ozzie Albies of Atlanta.
His walk got it going last inning, didn't it? Took a tough 3-2 pitch.
Target in. Howie fights it off. Caught by Barnes. So some lefty-lefty action here. As mentioned, the Phillies won again tonight. Mets won in extra innings at Atlanta. And the Marlins are scuffling. 5-14 now.
If you were one of Bryce's potential suitors on the road as a fan base, wouldn't you think it would be a good idea to like give him a standing O every at bat?
They don't really boo him here at all.
A little
Just
bit.
kind of a little mix. Nothing like in our division.
But what if that happened?
That's an interesting question.
Maybe like a recruiting trip, sort of.
This one out to Barnes, and the Nats go 1, 2, 3. And Dr. Dew trying to protect it and save it.
And we talked about how when those barn doors open from the bullpen, if you're starting against the Nats, you've got to be ready in the first inning. 25 runs scored in the first inning, including tonight. So the 2 in the first, huge for the Nationals. They came out swinging in case you missed it. So 5-2 as we go to the bottom of the 9th. And guess what, folks? The doctor is in. Here we go.
So 9 games, 3 saves without blowing one, 9 innings. And all the other numbers line up as a guy that is really hard to hit. Nothing fancy. Here it is, boys. It's probably going to be up in the zone. See what you can do with it.
Down early and up late like we all are tonight. He has thrown the fastball 87% of the time this year, averaging 95.
Austin Barnes 0 for 1 career against him. Pitch hit in the 7th, stayed into play second base. Got a base hit, strike 1.
Some big outs to get here.
And he drops in the hook at 79. Well, that's something when you can have about 18 miles an hour difference between this and your fastball.
And just a get me over slider. And he took a lot off it. Usually it's 83. That one was below 80.
Two lead, 3 outs to get. There's one.
I mean, it's so hard to lay off. It has to be with his release point, his delivery, and the way it comes out. You think it's coming down, right? You think it has that downhill tilt to it. It just teases the top of the zone, and we see hitter after hitter can't catch up to the high 95 from Sean Doolittle.
Chris Taylor 0 for 1 against Sean. One hopper, Defoe. Look at that arm. One out to get. Byron Kerr doing late night studio work this weekend with our guy Ray Knight. They're ahead with Nats Extra when this one's over. Nats trying to get back to 500. Stay within 4 of the Mets. And a possible 7-3 road record sitting out there right now. Here's Corey Seager, who faces Doolittle for the first time.
Well, we said at the outset, this game could be won or lost in the first couple of innings.
Good call on your part.
It's just kind of the standard MO with great pitchers. They usually take an inning or two to settle in.
Nationals have scored 90 runs this year, and 25 of them in the first inning. And the 0-2. In the air to left, Sierra. And the weekend is off to a great start. Kershaw beaten by Scherzer. The Nats are 10-10. And Sean Doolittle, that thing you do, his 4th save of the year. So we're ready to get this thing to Byron and Ray. 3 hours and 9 minutes of baseball at Dodger Stadium tonight. Bob for FP and Dan. Nats win at 5-2. Now tomorrow night we're an hour earlier, 8:30 Masson 2. Steven Strasburg goes for the Nats, and they'll try to win a series tomorrow night. This has been a presentation of Masson. Nats Extra postgame straight ahead from Dodger Stadium. See you later.